But why would you want to do that? Because as I said in the intro there, a lot of people, virginity is something very special to them.
What about health and safety?
I was tested before, and after the buyer wins the bidding, I will go and test again in his country.
Will you test him?
Test him?
For
Why?
health, safety?
Oh,
What if he has an STD?
I didn't
What
thought
if he...
about it.
What's up, YouTube? Poor Man Podcast back with another video. Give me the HBO special. That's help a brother out special. Hit the like and the subscribe button for more content. Let's get right into the video.
Never hooked up with Dave, huh?
I mean, we never had sex. I think the internet knows we kissed like one time way back when at his apartment.
Touch his wiener at all?
Not really, no.
Not really. What does that mean?
No, I mean, maybe I don't remember. I have really bad memory. This was
I
like,
could see how that could be foggy.
this was like four years ago,
Right.
by the way.
Right.
Yeah.
I would not remember if I hooked up with David Dobrik either.
Do you remember what you were doing 4 years ago?
Look, I don't remember exactly what was happening 4 years ago, but I remember some things. David Dobrik has about 18 million subscribers on YouTube. You know who else has 18 million subscribers on YouTube? Cardi B. Now, again, I don't remember everything, but if I were to sleep with Cardi B, I would remember it. I know that she's an OnlyFans girl, but I don't know why they're trying to get her to admit that she slept with David Dobrik. But I personally respect her privacy. If you out here slanging coochie and it's known that you out here slanging coochie, at least have the decency to not rat on your clientele. These Instagram models, they sleep with all the athletes and entertainers, and the first thing they want to do is write a book or expose everybody. Stop ratting on people. Whatever happened to snitches get stitches? At least sex workers used to understand that keeping quiet was a part of the deal. Now they want your money and they want to extort you. Stay safe out there.
They can't. No. I mean, the gender, I beg your pardon.
I can justify it.
Do you remember? Way.
Right.
Yeah.
I would not remember if I hooked up with David Dobrik either.
Do you remember what you were doing 4 years ago?
And justify this item? They can't. No. I mean, the gender, I beg your pardon.
I can justify it.
Why?
Well, I tell you what, stars don't get paid more money because, a sport doesn't become interesting because the stars are paid more money. Stars get paid more money because the sport is interesting.
Bingo.
Let me ask you this. How many of you guys on the panel know who our Australian Matildas are playing in the quarterfinals?
Don't.
No, because you don't
Exactly.
care about it. Now, if you cared about
I
it...
do if they win.
No, but that's the thing.
They beat
Do you know what?
Brazil.
All of you can go and watch W League games in the women's competition here, but you don't. Now, when you start to go and watch these women play the wonderful football they do, then they'll earn more money.
But I don't go to watch the men play football either.
Yeah, I know, but a lot of people do. The Men's World Cup is one of the biggest money spinners on the planet. Women's football, even though at grassroots level it's working really, really well, it's got a long way to go.
Men always say how women's soccer sucks. Then come to the field and try it with us.
Cooked. And I actually put this in that men versus women's video that I made in December. They just got cooked. I mean, and then he scored. And that's just the truth of the matter. A lot of people will blame the patriarchy for why women get paid less in sports, but 50.8% of the U.S. population is women. That means there are about 165 million women in the U.S. that still don't want to go watch these sports. And I honestly can't blame them because the truth was in that last clip. The truth of the matter is women are shorter, women are smaller, women are slower, and women are weaker. So if I go to watch a sport, why go to the JV game when I can go to the varsity game? Even when you look at high school sports, when you go to the JV game, it ain't nothing but parents and girlfriends. When you go to the varsity game, the stands are full because people want to see athletes with the most athleticism. And I respect the guy that was talking because he was willing to tell the truth. When everybody was just going to nod their head and say, yeah, this is unexplainable, he stood up and he told the truth. And the truth of the matter is, it's not men or women. When people go to watch sports in general, they tend to want to watch the athletes with the most athleticism. And men tend to have more athleticism.
We've got quite a large pay dispute happening with our Australian women's soccer team at the moment. Is it frustrating for you as someone who's so prominent in your sport?
Boo.
And we heard you say on the Ellen Show the other
Tomatoes.
day you are the richest fighter in UFC, that sort of thing is still going on?
I think that how much you get paid should have something to do with how much money you bring in. I'm the highest paid fighter, not because Dina and Lorenzo wanted to do something nice for the ladies.
Exactly.
They do it because I bring in the highest numbers. They do it because I make them the most money. And I think that the money that they make should be proportionate to the money that they bring in.
And that's exactly right. Mariah Carey is worth $300 million, while a rapper like Lil Baby is worth $5 million. Why? Well, it's not because of gender discrimination. It's because Mariah Carey sells more tickets and albums than Lil Baby. Entertainers get paid based on how entertaining they are, and unfortunately, the audience gets to decide how entertaining you are. And trust me, I felt the effects of this. I love rugby. I used to train at the Olympic Training Center in Chula Vista, California with the USA national team. We would go and travel. I've been to 12 different countries representing the US playing rugby. Everybody on that field works just as hard, they're just as athletic, and they make just as many sacrifices as the guys in the NFL. But we get paid significantly less because we don't sell as many tickets and we don't sell as many jerseys.
You start thinking about this for the first time?
Well, I think I was 15 and I saw a movie on TV. It was about a girl who sold herself for $1 million a night.
Suppose I were to offer you $1 million for one night with your wife.
And I thought that, maybe I can do this too with my virginity.
Okay.
And I looked it up on the internet and I saw very, very many girls that sold themselves for 3.5 million or more.
But why would you want to do that? Why would you want to sell something so precious?
Many girls sold their virginity, and after that, maybe after many years, they break up with the guy, you know? I have a really good cause. I need the money to study abroad because I want to go to the Oxford University to study marketing and business. After that, after I graduate, I know I want to start my own business.
What about health and safety? I mean, you've had to be tested to make sure that you are a
yes,
virgin.
I was tested before. I will go and test again in his country.
But what about him? Will you test him?
Test him? Why?
For health?
I beg your pardon.
What?
I beg your pardon.
Safety?
Oh,
What if he has an STD?
I didn't
What if
thought
he...
about it.
You haven't thought about that?
I mean, that's quite...
Wouldn't that be the
That's
first
important.
thing you'd think about? Is whether or not
Yes,
he
probably will test him too.
Probably. Have you just thought about this on the sofa now?
Exactly. She literally just thought about that because he suggested it. She never thought, what if I try to sell myself and it goes horribly wrong? And that's one of the things I've always found so interesting. How could you talk about the patriarchy and talk about how dangerous men are, yet when it comes to men with money, you're literally willing to fly across continents in order to meet these guys with no plan just in case things go wrong? She never thought, what if I get an STD? She never thought, what if I do all of this, I go to business school and I try to start my business, but I can't get it off the ground because nobody respects me. And I guarantee you this, if this plan doesn't work out for her, she's going to blame the patriarchy or she's going to blame all men. And that's exactly what feminism does. It creates an excuse. So if you follow the feminist ideology and you fall flat on your face, they've already taught you to blame it on the patriarchy and to blame it on men. And there have been a decent amount of women who have sold themselves for over $1 million. So if you want to do this for the sake of making money, cool. You have the right to make whatever decisions you want to make. And if that's what you choose to do, go ahead and do it. Just keep in mind that 70% of lottery winners are broke 7 years after winning the lottery. These people are granted tens of millions of dollars sometimes, and over 70% of them still end up broke. That's not including the number of people that end up dead because they picked up bad drug habits. Some women assume that selling themselves doesn't have any consequences, but the truth is it erodes your integrity over time because you begin to rationalize what you're willing to do for the money. So if you're willing to sell yourself for this amount of money, why aren't you willing to do this for that amount of money? So it erodes your integrity and it erodes your character until you look in the mirror one day and you don't even recognize the person you see. You don't recognize yourself because of the drug habits. You don't recognize yourself because of the STDs. You don't recognize yourself because when you look in the mirror, you see a person that doesn't have the same integrity that you had 6 or 7 years ago. Those are the consequences that come with the territory, and if you're willing to put up with those consequences, cool. Till next time.
Yeah, look. Gotta go get this shit by any means like physics. I'm no chemist, but God mixes word equating hella lyric petri dishes. Got fucked up dispositions, dropped the pen, picked up the pencil, been precise, seeming consistent. I dissect up every sentence.